You know how people always say, just save more for retirement? Well, for a growing number of Americans, that's not just hard. It's becoming nearly impossible. According to a new report from Goldman Sachs Asset Management, roughly 42% of younger working Americans, think Gen Z, Millennials, and Gen X, say they're living paycheck to paycheck. That means almost half of the workforce has little or no money left over after bills, groceries, rent, and debt payments. And here's the kicker. About 3 out of 4 of those people admit that it's hurting their ability to save for retirement. They're caught in what Goldman calls a financial vortex, basically competing financial demands pulling their money in every direction. Housing costs alone tell part of the story. Back in 2000, the average share of income going toward homeownership was about 1/3. Today, it's more than half. Add in healthcare, student loans, childcare, and rising prices across the board, and you start to see why saving feels out of reach. Goldman even projects that by 2033, more than half of all workers will be living paycheck to paycheck. And by 2043, it could be closer to 2/3. Now, here's what's interesting. Despite those numbers, most people still feel somewhat confident about their retirement. About 68% said they think they'll reach their goals, but only about 1/3 are very confident. So there's optimism, but it's fragile. And that's understandable. The old advice of just saving more doesn't really fit today's reality. When rent, food, and insurance take up so much of your income, saving more often means cutting from essentials, which just isn't sustainable. What the report suggests instead is being more strategic, using investment tools, professional advice, and diversified income strategies to make every dollar work harder. In other words, it's not just about how much you save, it's about how you manage and grow what you can. They also pointed out how access to employer retirement plans makes a big difference. Workers who have them save almost 30% more relative to income than those who don't. So if your job offers a 401k match, that's basically free money on the table. Definitely take it. And timing matters too. Starting just 10 years later can cut your potential retirement savings by nearly 40%. Losing 8 years to unemployment or life setbacks can reduce it by more than 1/4. The longer you wait, the harder it gets to catch up. So where does that leave us? If you're one of the many people living paycheck to paycheck, the goal isn't to panic. It's to prioritize. Focus first on building a small emergency cushion, then pay down high-interest debt, and finally, start feeding whatever retirement plan you can, even if it's small. Because consistency beats perfection. The data shows that even modest, early contributions compound dramatically over time. For example, someone saving just a few $100s a year early on could end up with a noticeably higher balance later in life than someone who waits to start. It all comes back to this. The modern retirement crisis isn't just about not saving enough. It's about how today's economy is reshaping the entire path to financial independence. The cost of living has shifted, the safety nets are thinner, and personal finance now demands a level of strategy that used to belong only to the wealthy. So the question isn't just, how can you save more? It's how can you make your money work smarter for you, even if there's not much left over? That's the new reality for millions of Americans. And understanding it might be the first step toward actually breaking out of that paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. If you found this helpful, take a second to share it with someone who's feeling stuck financially. It might give them a clearer path forward. And if you want more breakdowns like this, simple, data-backed, and focused on real financial challenges, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and let me know in the comments what topic you want covered next.